Hi, I'm Andrew Conway. Welcome to IPA Update. As you know, the IPA has a dedicated focus on small business. It is our overarching goal to ensure Australia becomes the best place in the world to start and run a small business. This is why we've pioneered the development of the nation's first Australian small business white paper, which we'll be launching in around a month's time. Many of those recommendations have been picked up as part of the IPA's federal budget submission. May is the month when the Australian government hands down its federal budget. Following the events of 2014, the 2015 budget promises to take a very different course, with the government already making announcements that the 2015 budget will be fairer and more focused on small business and families. The months leading up to the May budget are a particularly busy time for the IPA. This is when we try to influence government policy through our pre-budget advocacy. This involves visits to Canberra during parliamentary sitting days, where we meet with ministers, the opposition and key independents. This year, on behalf of the IPA members, we advocated for policies which would boost small business productivity. The main areas of focus are on greater access to affordable finance, education and training, innovation and a more efficient tax system. One of the centrepieces of the government's budget this year is the proposed tax cuts to small business. The IPA is of the opinion that whilst the proposed corporate tax cut rate of 1.5% is a step in the right direction, it does not really go far enough. We've been long advocating for a concessionary rate of tax for small business income to take into account the regressive burden placed on small business and to encourage and reward entrepreneurial activity. We're very pleased that the government has started on this process, but as it stands, the proposed tax cut only applies to those small businesses that are incorporated. It's refreshing to know and to see the incoming Treasury Secretary John Fraser being quoted as saying that tax cuts are a better way of stimulating the economy than government spending. We couldn't agree more. There are thousands of small businesses in Australia that are doing it very tough, and a concessionary rate of tax would be of significant benefit. So we're hoping the government will complete the job in the federal budget by introducing other measures aimed at assisting all small business entities. We need to provide relief for small businesses to encourage their productivity, entrepreneurialism and growth. The IPA has made this recommendation as part of its 2015-16 pre-budget submission. To view this document, please go to publicaccountants.org.au/2015 budget. Taxes are said to be one of the constants in our lives, so too it seems is debate about tax reform. The IPA has been pushing for a comprehensive, mature debate about Australia's revenue pressures for some time. Tony Greco, the IPA's General Manager, Technical Policy, has outlined the IPA's views on the government's recently released discussion paper, which aims to encourage contributions ahead of a tax white paper that will set out the government's priorities on tax. For more on this story, here's Michael McKenzie.
In his article, which will appear in the next edition of Public Accountant magazine, Tony Greco discusses some of the key takings from this discussion paper, including: it recognises that our current tax mix inhibits growth and acts as a drag on the economy. It includes GST as part of the changes in the tax mix, which the IPA applauds. It revisits current tax distortions, including super, CGT discounts and workplace deductions. However, Mr Greco does say that there were some surprises, including the indexing of tax brackets, individuals or households as the tax unit, and a zero tax rate for small businesses in exchange for loss of existing concessions.
We invite our members to send input directly to Tony Greco here at the IPA for inclusion in our submission, which is due by the 1st of June 2015. You can contact Tony directly at tony.greco@publicaccountants.org.au. Australia is ageing at a rapid rate and the number of Australians of working age is in decline. The government's Intergenerational Report indicates the need for better retirement planning and therefore appropriate financial advice is essential. The Intergenerational Report concludes that there will only be 2.7 working Australians to support every Australian over the age of 65 by 2055. Competent and affordable financial advice will be an essential ingredient in paving the way to sustainable retirement incomes and to help alleviate over-reliance on government-funded pensions. Allowing Australians to claim a tax deduction on financial advice will ensure better retirement outcomes and keep advice accessible and affordable. The IPA believes there is a strong case to support the tax deductibility of all the costs of financial planning advice. Currently, a fee-for-service arrangement for the preparation of an initial financial plan is not tax deductible, as it's not considered to be an expense incurred in producing assessable income. Changes to conflicted remuneration arrangements and, of course, the introduction of the best interest duty for the financial advice sector as part of the Future of Financial Advice Reforms, or FOFA, strengthen the case for the provision of deductible financial advice. The cost to government will not be significant in our view, as these costs were previously fully deductible as commissions when paid to the financial planners. The tax deductibility of financial advice would considerably increase financial literacy, boost affordability and accessibility, and reduce demands on public funding. It would encourage a larger number of Australians to seek financial advice. The costs of a capped tax deductibility limit for financial planning advice will be significantly outweighed by the longer-term benefits of assistance provided to taxpayers as they plan for independent retirement. The IPA has made this particular recommendation in our pre-budget submission 2015-16. Further details can be found at publicaccountants.org.au/2015 budget. Or for more information on the FOFA reforms, please visit our website publicaccountants.org.au/FOFA. Well, it's only 8 months until the next IPA National Congress on the Gold Coast from the 19th to the 21st of November. And our National Congress team has been working hard on putting together another wonderful program for our delegates. If you're interested in attending this year's National Congress, now is the time to book your spot, especially in relation to your accommodation, as we're confident of yet another sold-out event. If you are intending on coming to this year's National Congress and staying in the luxurious Sheraton Mirage Resort and Spa on the Gold Coast, you must book your accommodation as soon as possible, as there are limited rooms available which will sell out. For more information or to book your accommodation, please visit the link on your screen now. Well, that's all for this episode of IPA Update. Remember to subscribe to the IPA YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button on your screen now, and to stay in touch with the IPA through our website publicaccountants.org.au, our digital hub at pubact.org.au, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter at IPA Accountants. I'm Andrew Conway. See you next month.